Welcome to episode 45 of Two Guys, One Sports. My name is Chris.
I'm George. Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? How are you, Chris?
I'm all right. Considering I had the most unproductive day possible at work because for some reason the server at my work got blacklisted by Microsoft, so I couldn't answer emails all day. So I had
That sounds like a problem.
Yeah, I basically got absolutely nothing done today, and if they don't have it fixed by tomorrow, I'm going to basically just go to my HR person and say, look, I can be more productive if I work from home. Let me go home. So,
Yeah, that sounds like a winner to me, my friend.
Yeah.
My day was strangely productive, but I'm off for 3/4 of the day tomorrow because I have to get my wisdom teeth taken out.
Ugh.
So if I send out weird tweets because I'm hopped up on whatever medication they give you,
Wait,
that's why.
I thought it was root canal.
Root canal, you're right, root canal. I'm sorry.
We were talking about wisdom teeth beforehand.
I'm 33. The wisdom teeth have come and gone, my friend.
Yeah. No, we were talking about wisdom teeth before the show.
You're right.
No,
Yeah, if I send out weird tweets tomorrow afternoon, that's why. Because I'm hopped up on whatever they give you to knock out the side of your mouth.
Yeah.
And I having a weird reaction to it.
Yeah, we don't want any of that. We firmly do not want that.
No, not even a little.
All right. So this week
we got a fun show today. We're spraying all fields. You know what? I was telling you this in the live chat. As much as I like when we dig real deep into one subject, I think I like these type of shows more where we can just talk a little bit about everything.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
As I'm bounce around,
finishing my Chinese food for dinner also.
Yeah, I had Mexican.
Nice.
I had enchiladas, and they were damn good.
Nice. Oh man,
that's across the street to the freaking bomb.
The craving for chimichangas is coming back to me. I had it really bad like a week ago, and then it went away, and now it's coming back, and I'm just like, fuck, there's no place to get good chimichangas around here.
Yeah, I'm very easy. I just get enchiladas with like green sauce and call it a day,
The apartment I lived in before this one was out in a town just over the border into Long Island proper, and there was a great Mexican place like a half a mile from my apartment, and I could get it whenever I wanted, and it was so freaking good. And now I don't have that anymore, and it's just sad times. No way to get chimichangas. I'm like Deadpool. I love my chimichangas, and like just can't fucking get them. God damn it.
That's unfortunate.
We've got a mixed bag today. We're going to be talking about our top 10 matches of the year for the Voices of Wrestling.
I got us ballots to the Voices of Wrestling year-end match of the year listing. So the way it's going to work is Chris has a top 10, I have a top 10, and we're going to spend a little bit of time talking it out, and then I'll submit it to them.
Yeah,
and they want a little bit of an explanation for why we picked each match. So I don't know, maybe one or two sentences, and I'll write up a little something. I'm sure they're not expecting a dissertation or anything, but
well, if they are, I mean, I could certainly give them one, but I hope they don't want one.
This afternoon I finalized my top 10 list.
Yeah,
it is in the bag. It is a full lid, to quote CJ Craig, who also had a root canal in season 1 of West Wing. So
President needs to be briefed.
We call that full circle. And if Chris, if you're going to give us the secret plan to fight inflation, then we really will be full circle. So, what do you want to start with? Do you want to do the top 10 list? You want to talk about Raw? What do you want to do?
Oh, well, now I'm in hysterics because I'm just remembering this secret plan to fight inflation.
Yeah, that was a good one where Danny just kind of just boat raced Josh.
Yeah,
little bastard.
We got matches of the week though, so
we should do like an offshoot podcast. We just ramble on about like television shows we like.
Oh, we could do that. We could do that for hours. That would be a ton of fun.
Match of the week. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Mine's topical. I'll start with mine if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
I sent you and friend of the show Don Sal hanging out in the live chat. Hi, Don Sal.
What up, Sal?
We need to watch more All Japan. We talk a lot about New Japan on this show. We need to watch more All Japan. And I sent you guys
and Big Japan.
And Big Japan. And DDT. And probably Noah. But one step at a time. All
Japan, Ice Ribbon and all of the Japan feds that we don't talk about. We need to watch all of them.
Did you know that in the past 18 months, All Japan's average attendance has increased by 40%?
Holy shit.
40%. Jun Akiyama, one of the big four from the 90s, has basically taken over the book and has absolutely revitalized them. And one of the ways he's revitalized them is he's put the belt on an American former NXT washout named Joe Doring.
Okay.
April 2nd, Joe Doring fought Zeus, one of my secret man crushes, as we've discussed in the past.
Because you love big sweaty men.
I do. There's nothing I love more than just big, jacked up, angry dudes. He wrestled Zeus for the Triple Crown Championship, which is their main belt. This match kicked ass. I don't know. Have you seen it yet? I sent you the link. I
didn't get to watch it yet.
It's just okay. As Dan Owens Dan said on Twitter, JBL versus Japanese Orton is what this match basically boiled down to.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Joe Doring looks like JBL. He's straight out of that Stan Hansen school. He's just a big, thick, angry white guy with a mustache.
Okay.
I mean, if he starts chewing tobacco, he'll be Stan Hansen.
Okay. Which is a disgusting habit, so hopefully he doesn't pick it up. But,
don't do that. That's so gross. He had brain cancer 2 years ago. Beat it. Brain cancer did the job for this guy. Beat it, came back, won the title. The people love him. Here's how you know this is my kind of match, Chris. 30 seconds into this match, these are two jacked up guys, like 275 pounds each. 6'6", just big men, right? Right up my alley. Joe Doring screams at Zeus, "Motherfucker, show me power." And then they do it. Right. And I'm like, yep, all right.
I'm in.
My kind of match.
We're in.
Shoulder blocks, lariatos, diving lariatos. No bullshit. No overload, no 14 near fall spots, no 4 rounds of fighting spirit. You know what I mean, right? Like, one or two rounds of fighting spirit I'm more than okay with. I don't need it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's excessiveness is a little bit rampant nowadays in terms of fighting spirit.
I love Zeus. I love Zeus a lot. Zeus and the Bodyguard is one of my low-key favorite tag teams. It is my dream that they get in World Tag League one year as like a random freelancer.
Oh, I would love it.
Oh, it would be so great. They're coming out, and where am I on this? The crowd's alive for everything. Great crowd. Corkin Hall sell out in Corkin Hall. All 1,800 people, which for all Japan is no sure thing. So props to them. My favorite part of the match. Doring goes for the Three Amigos, the Eddie Guerrero spot. Does 2 of them. Zeus then comes back with 2 of his own when they're both locked up.
Nice.
Lots of chops, forearms, clubbering blows. They do the spot that Bray Wyatt does where he just does that flying crossbody into you.
Yes.
But they both go for it, and the ring shakes when they land. It's just all the beef. If you liked the summer of 2017 where it was just big guys on Raw beating the shit out of each other every week, you love this
kind of match. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I went 4.5. This is my second favorite match of the year, behind only Suzuki Goto.
Nice.
I love this. I like this match more than Jericho Okada or Jericho Omega. I like this match more than Okada Naito. It was like 18 minutes, super easy. Crowd was absolutely on fire. Doring won as the champ should, clean as the champ should, with the spinning powerbomb is his finish. Apparently, I had no idea till the match ended. Crowd was absolutely just explosive for this match. Joe Doring is the real deal, people. He is incredibly over, especially for a gaijin in a second-tier Japanese program. And Zeus is just this guy's something. He's like 33. He's like my age, maybe 34. So he's just barely scratching the surface. So highly recommended. January 2nd, All Japan New Year Wars from Korakuen Hall. Joe Doring versus Zeus for the belt. Great match. 4.5 stars. You can even talk me into 4 3/4 after a couple Coronas. This match kicked ass, Chris.
Nice. I dig it. All right. I am taking it back to 2016 here. And I'm going to give a little backstory here for this match. In 2016, it was the rise of Io Shirai to become the Ace of Stardom. Or actually, no, 2015 was the beginning of her rise to become the Ace of Stardom. At the beginning of May, she and Mayu Iwatani won a tournament to win the vacant Goddesses of Stardom tag team titles. She then won the Wonder of Stardom title in the middle of May, becoming the first wrestler to have held all 5 of Stardom's titles before losing it in November to Santana Garrett. And that was her first year of winning Tokyo Sports Joshi Wrestler of the Year, 2015. 2016, 2015 ended. The last show of 2015 ended with Io beating Meiko Satomura to win the World of Stardom Championship for the second time, making her the only two-time World of Stardom champion in the company. She still had the tag titles with Mayumi Utani, and then the two of them, along with Kairi Hojo, at the end of February, won the Artist of Stardom titles as the trio known as Threedom, making Io Shirai a triple champion, the only one in the history of the company. And then everything started to change when, at the end of when was this? Sorry, I'm reading history off of Wikipedia as I'm talking about this. At the end of July, she underwent tailbone surgery, missing a month of action. An uneventful September, and at the beginning of October, Threedom lost the Artist of Stardom titles, and then they lost, and her and Mayumi Utani also lost the Goddess of Stardom titles at some point early in the year. I don't want to get too bogged down in the history of this. Oh, there it is. On June 16th, actually. So it was earlier in the year. In June they lost the Goddess of Stardom titles, and then in October they lost the Artist of Stardom titles. So now Io was down to just one title. They made it. She and Mayu made it all the way to the finals of the Goddess of Stardom Tag League tournament, only to lose to Kairi Hojo and Yoko Bito. At which point Io turned on Mayumi Utani and went heel and formed Queen's Quest. And she closed out the year in what is probably the most defining match of her second reign with the World of Stardom title. And this is
the big belt World of Stardom.
Yes, this is their
Wonder of Stardom is the Intercontinental, right?
Yes,
or the equivalent. Okay,
the white belt. Yeah. This is her. This is the final show of 2016 for Stardom at Korakuen Hall. Also, the match is Mayumi Utani versus Io Shirai for the World of Stardom title. And this is definitely the most iconic match of Io's second reign with the belt. Because this was when Io had finally gone full heel. Like, she had been up until the point when she turned at the end of November, or the beginning of November. Up until that point, Io had been the conquering hero, had been like the equivalent of John Cena ending Triple H's reign of terror. She was the conquering hero, the face of the company, the one everybody loved. She was, the absolute, pinnacle of everything good and wonderful about the company. And then in a flash, she became the villain. Imagine if right in the middle of 2008 John Cena's run, he just turned heel in an instant, completely out of nowhere. How crazy would that have been? And that's essentially what happened here. She was out of nowhere. She turns on Mayu. She turns on Kairi. Goes heel, forms this new stable with Momo Watanabe and Hazuki, and they just declare themselves to be the leaders of the company, and that nobody can stop them because they've got Io, and Io is the ace. So going into this match, Mayu is fresh off of being betrayed and is quite hungry for vindication. They go for the pre-match handshake. Io looks like she's going for it seriously. Mayu is hesitant and then just goes and slaps Io right in the face and goes straight for the Dragon Suplex as the bell rings. And it's just a freaking bloodbath. This match is violence from start to finish. They get outside pretty quickly with the Dragon Suplex on the floor. Mayu does a flying crossbody onto the floor. Io's working the leg over. She puts Mayu's leg into a chair and drop kicks the chair to try to snap her ankle. Lots of targeted limb work you would love. Io working the leg for the majority of the match and Mayu targeting the neck. I think she hit the Dragon Suplex probably 6 times in the match. Once out on the floor, maybe twice on the floor. Once on the apron and several times in the ring. Just back and forth. These two just beat the holy hell out of each other in a spectacle unlike anything I've seen from Stardom in ever. they were throwing bombs. They threw everything in the kitchen sink at each other that they had in their arsenal. The finishing sequence of the match is probably one of my favorite finishing sequences in any match ever, though. It basically goes like this. Mayu gets Io up looking for a tombstone. Io flips it back, hits a tombstone of her own, and then goes German, roll through, German, roll through, German.
That's a cool finish.
Yeah. Goes for the pin, doesn't get it. Hits the moonsault, Mayu out at 1. Mayu hits the dragon suplex again. Io kicks out barely at the last second. Mayu then tries to go for a dragon suplex off the top rope, which would have probably broken Io's neck if not hit correctly. But Io fought out of it. Hit her with a straight jacket German. Hit the moonsault. Mayu kicked out, hit the moonsault twice, and then that was the match. Just like I said, just
she did the corner to corner moonsault that I love.
Yeah,
where she hits the moonsault one corner, then sprints across the other corner and hits the moonsault again.
No, she didn't do that, but she hit it twice from the same corner.
I love that when she does that because she gets such elevation. It's so that's a beautiful spot.
It is, but no, she didn't hit it like that. She just hit it twice from the same corner. But I mean, if you haven't seen this match, like it is the definitive match of Io Shirai's reign with the title. People were it was considered by many to be a late entrant as being the best women's match of 2016. And anybody that watched Stardom overwhelmingly picked it as the best women's match of 2016. To the point that some people were even putting it in their top 10s for best overall match of 2016, regardless of gender or number of people in the match. Really, really just excellent, well-worked match. Technical, but also with all that backstory to it, it was a blood feud style match, and you could tell neither one of them had any interest in showing mercy to the other one. There was one point, actually, towards the beginning of the match, Mayu was on the outside. Io went across the ring looking like she was going for a suicide dive. Mayu just ducks down next to the apron so you can't see her. Io stops. Mayu then gets up, and Io hits her with a sliding basement drop kick right in the chest. It was like no mercy show in the entirety of the match. You would love it. It's your kind of match. They're just beating the shit out of each other.
Low key, one of the best parts of this podcast is you sending me links to women's matches.
Yeah,
that I never would have watched if I hadn't started this podcast.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
It is.
I'll always be very grateful for that, my friend. Keep them up.
Thank you. Keep
sending me links.
I absolutely will. One of these days, I'll get you to sign up for Stardom World. Maybe
soon, maybe. After I come back from New Orleans, maybe we'll see how much money I have left.
Yeah. It'll probably be right around the time when I finally sign up for freaking Demand Progress, because Lord knows I need to get that.
Friend of the show, Viden, said AAW is now on Demand Progress.
Really?
Yeah, he was messaging me this morning because he asked me for a list of AAW matches to watch because you can now watch them on Demand Progress or maybe Progress Share or whatever it is. So
that's insane.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like
I'll have to look in to see if that's true.
You wouldn't think that an American indie would be on the on-demand network for a British fan.
I want to get this right. Let me pull up my Twitter. Let's see. Scroll up. A bunch of AAW is on Progress's service now. So if you have any match recs from 2017, let me know. I already put together a list of matches I want to get to. Maybe there are some I wouldn't have thought of that were actually great. So yeah. So that would be great. You should watch that if that's true.
Absolutely.
I have no reason to doubt the supercomputers. Supercomputers don't lie. It's not in their programming.
The supercomputer is fantastic.
Yeah, they don't.
He knows his shit. He knows his shit.
He also can spray to all fields when it comes to the graps.
Yes.
So if that's true, then yes, all the more reason for you to sign up for Progress's service.
Yeah.
So
100%. Because Lord knows, I mean, you've raved about some of the excellent.
I may go tomorrow night. I haven't decided. Depends how the root canal goes. If the root canal screws me over for the weekend, I'm not going to go see wrestling. But if I'm on my feet tomorrow, Saturday night, 36 hours after getting the root canal, then I should go to AEW because it's in the city. It's not even the burbs.
Yeah, Lord knows we've missed plenty of indie wrestling. Evolve were in New York last week, and I didn't go to either one of them, and I feel bad about that.
It sucks. That's okay though.
Yeah, I mean they're coming back soon, so you know.
They'll be here too, right? You sent me the Summit, right? Summit,
Yes,
Illinois.
in May. In May, it's the day after my birthday. They're in Chicago, and 2 days after my birthday, they're in Michigan, up by Don Sal. So
that's awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get to see some awesome shit.
I feel. Are you done with your match of the week?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
I feel that that's a good segue because you discussed Io Shirai, who is what, 26?
27.
Who is a 27-year-old wrestler with a bad neck. And I feel that that's a good segue for us to talk about a 24-year-old wrestler with a bad neck. Word out of the Fed, and it has not been confirmed by anybody from the Fed, but it's the worst kept secret in wrestling right now, is that Paige has to retire from in-ring competition due to a bad neck / spinal stenosis / badly herniated disc /
and everything
/ you know.
Yeah.
I got into it with a few people on Twitter, and I don't mean got into it. It was not hostile, you know.
Just discussion.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was very clean and cordial because I don't have time to waste with people just yelling at me these days. I'm not 23.
Yeah.
Do I blame Sasha Banks for injuring Paige? Do I think Sasha Banks maliciously hurt her? Do I think Sasha Banks is a reckless wrestler to other people other than herself? The answer is no, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
People who are attacking Sasha Banks for this, just you're showing your ass. Don't do it. You look like an idiot.
Especially because the night before, Bailey did the exact same spot page, and there was no problem. So
no. If we're making a pie chart, we're making a pie chart of blame, right? You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna divide up the pie chart, and everyone gets a slice. First and foremost, I blame Paige for getting in the ring, and I would, if you are injured, at the end of the day, some of it is on you. No one put a gun to your head and said get into the ring, right?
Yeah. If you listen to her interview on Lillian Garcia's podcast, she actually said that her doctor told her not to come back.
Exactly, and she said no, I'm going to come back. And hey, God bless. I blame the WWE for clearing her. At the end of the day, if her doctor told her not to come back, maybe they shouldn't have cleared her.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I blame the most, though, and who gets the biggest slice of the pie chart?
Well, actually, I'm gonna just add on to your blame for your blame for WWE. I'm also gonna blame WWE for running the most intense, rigorous schedule of any wrestling fed in the world, while not needing to, because they make plenty of money as it is, and their stars don't need to be performing 5 days out of the week. Now, 52 weeks a year.
You were right. We did discuss that. You're 100% correct. A WWE house show is like a mini Raw production. You go to like a New Japan house show. You ever watch one of those like Road to Power Struggle shows?
Yeah,
it's like seven tag matches and everyone wrestles for like 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's not a freaking gymnasium. It's not a huge deal.
No, that's what happened. Now, for good or for ill, that doesn't happen in the Fed.
No,
you go to a house show, you get your money's worth. Yes. I will say that. You absolutely get your money's worth.
Yes.
Because, like, I went to a house show. Last house show I went to was the Christmas tour. Now, granted, the Christmas tour is always a little ratcheted up. Mm-hmm. It was December of 2015 because Roman still had the belt before he lost it in the Rumble that AJ debuted in.
Yes.
And it was Roman Sheamus in a Chicago street fight. And these two poor bastards beat the shit out of each other.
You told me about this. Yeah. I was amazed.
It was awesome. These guys beat the crap out of each other. I was thrilled. I loved it. It was a great show. The problem is they took that show on the road to Cincinnati the next night. And they took that show on the road to Louisville, Kentucky the night after that. And they took that show on the road to New Albany, Indiana the night after that, or wherever the hell they were going. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. They had a Cincinnati street fight the next day. And then they had an Atlanta street fight the next day. And then the week after that, they had a Memphis street fight. Like,
so on and so forth. Yeah. It never ends.
It's a great value. It really is. But these guys and ladies just beat the shit out of each other. Now, those road to shows, where it's like road to Power Struggle, they're not good shows. Let's be honest. I'm sure they're cool live because wrestling is always cool live. But, like, I would be bummed if I paid, $40 or whatever the equivalent yen is, and all I got to see was a bunch of useless tag matches. Like, so I get it. I get the model they do. It's not something I agree with. Here's my who gets the biggest slice of my pie chart? You ready? In my pie graph.
Yes.
Whoever the agent who suggested a spot where one woman mule kicks a woman with a history of back and neck injuries in the back.
Yeah.
And then that woman takes a bump. Whoever suggested that spot, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Who decided that spot was a good idea? Great. You're playing roulette here with that. That was such a. I would not have suggested that spot. I would not have executed that spot, and I absolutely would not have taken that spot.
No, not in a million years.
Do I blame Sasha Banks? No. I mean, did she wallop into her? Absolutely. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? This is professional wrestling.
She was doing her job.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
You know what? And it's unfortunate. I'm not trivializing it at all. But weird shit happens, unfortunately. You know, all you can do is put yourself in the best position to not get hurt. All you can do is trust your opponent, and all you can do is trust that your company has your best interests in mind. So that was a failure. This company, to some degree, let Paige down. Paige let Paige down. Fed let Paige down. The agent let Paige down.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks did not let Paige down. So, Stan Twitter, going after her on Twitter, you're showing your ass here, people.
Yep.
All right. I wanted to make that explicitly clear because you mentioned Io Shirai and it kind of triggered something in my brain.
Yeah, no, and I did mention it on Twitter because it was reported, but apparently it has now since been disproven. I mentioned on Twitter on the show's Twitter feed that Mark Henry apparently had retired from in-ring competition. Mark Henry himself has since come out with a statement saying that he is not actually actively retired, but he is not actively looking to be competing in the ring at the current time because he's focusing on his family.
Sounds like retired to me, but whatever he wants to call it.
It's a
wrestled what, like 2 matches last year?
A form of retire. He was in 3 matches last year.
And one of them was the Rumble.
One of them was the Andre. One of them was the Rumble. And
so he was in 1 non-battle royal last year.
Yeah. So wait, I think it was the. I think he was in.
I know he was. I'm almost positive he was in the actual Rumble. But either way, 3 matches is 3 matches.
Yeah. So, I mean, the guy's doing plenty of great work for the company as it is as a talent scout anyway. So, you know, we can thank Mark Henry for Bianca Belair existing.
Love the Hall of Pain run. Love the salmon coat.
Oh yeah.
You know, that was.
I'm going back to watch the Hall of Pain run.
The Hall of Pain was so damn good, dude. Yeah. He was like the best part of SmackDown for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like 2010, 2011, whenever that was, it was so good.
I gotta go back and like if you can give me some key matches to watch there, I will go back and watch.
I'll have to get a list together for you when I'm at the office tomorrow.
For sure.
So good stuff.
Let's bang out this top 10 list.
Sure. You got a top 10 list for me? You got a pen and paper?
I do.
Or a notepad or something open?
I've got a Google Docs spreadsheet open in front of me. And
give me your top 10. I will give you my top 10, and then we'll hash one out. How's that?
Yeah, that's how it will work. All right, so number 1. Now, keep in mind we had talked about our top 3 when we did the we did the observer ballot. I will say that my top 3 has since shifted because recency bias is a thing, and I recognize that. But all the same, I finalized my top 10. So. Starting at number 1, Kazuchika Okada versus Katsuyori Shibata from Sakura Genesis.
Hey, that's my number 1 too. All right, that's going to be easy.
Yeah. Number 2, Tetsuya Naito versus Kenny Omega from the G1 Finals.
That's my number 2. Hey, this is going to be even easier than I thought.
Yep.
All right, what's your number 3? I think we're going to differentiate here.
Yes, this is where we're going to branch off. Number 3, Io Shirai versus Mayu Iwatani World of Stardom title match.
Not on my ballot at all.
The match where Mayu won the title.
Okay. Not on my ballot at all. So
I know. Just because you haven't watched it. So
no, I haven't watched it.
Number 4, John Cena versus AJ Styles from the Royal Rumble.
That is my number 7.
All right. Number 5, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kota Ibushi from Power Struggle.
That is my number 11, so not on the ballot.
Yep. Number 6, Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega from Wrestle Kingdom 11.
Not on my ballot.
Number 7, Kazuchika Okada versus Evil from King of Pro Wrestling.
Not on my ballot.
Number 8, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe from SummerSlam.
That is also my number 8.
Nice.
Believe it or not, the SummerSlam 4-way, which was so fucking awesome.
Number 9, Io Shirai versus Toni Storm World of Stardom title match from May.
Great match, not on my ballot. But I did see that one, though, because you sent it to me.
Yes. And number 10, Kazuchika Okada versus Juice Robinson from the G1 Climax.
I don't remember this match.
It was a fucking
I don't remember this match at all.
I loved that match. Oh, my God. Okada Juice needs to have a repeat at some point. That match was so good. I loved that match.
Oh, man. Let me give you mine. You ready?
Yes.
My top 10.
Yes.
1 and 2, we discussed Okada Shibata and the G1 Finals.
Yes.
Number 3 is Brock AJ from Survivor Series.
Okay.
Number 4 is Naito Tanahashi from Wrestle Kingdom 11.
Yep, I knew that was going to be on there.
The one I discussed with the little fist bump at the end. Number 5 is Goldberg Brock Lesnar from Wrestlemania.
Okay.
Everything I want in a wrestling match, like 4 minutes long. The crowd hating Bill Goldberg and then them turning halfway through and loving him was like the best part of the match. Actually, the best part of the match was Brock screaming and then eating a spear.
It was legendary.
5, right?
Yeah, that was
5. 6 is Okada Omega from the G1. So the third match they had.
Okay.
No filler, all killer. 7 is AJ Cena from the Rumble. 8 is the SummerSlam 4-way.
Yep.
Number 9 is the Best of Super Juniors final between Kushida and Will Ospreay.
Okay.
And number 10 is Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne from NXT Chicago. Which may not even be the best Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne match for this year, but it was just the one that I wanted to put up there.
Yep, that's fine.
And I have a bunch that are also receiving votes, but I don't want to clutter this up.
All right,
so we have a 1 and 2.
Okada Shibata, Naito Omega.
We have a 1 and 2.
20 and 18, respectively.
Oh, you ranked them by points. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm doing what's the next highest point number?
So let's see. I have seen Styles with 7 points. You have Cena Styles with no, in 4th place, giving it 7 points. You have it at 7th place, giving it 4 points, which is a total of 11.
Okay.
We're doing on-air math.
That's okay.
This is awesome. SummerSlam main we both have, which gives it 6.
Uh-huh.
All right, so 6 points for that.
I like this system. This is a good system.
Yeah. And those are the only matches that we have in common.
Okay, so how many spots do we have left?
So, let's see. Because both of our 3rd and 4th place matches both of our 3rd place matches, your 4th place match will both be ahead of the SummerSlam 4-way.
Okay.
So,
but at the SummerSlam 4, we both have it on our ballots. It should definitely be on that ballot.
Oh yeah, it is. It's gonna be the first match with 6 points. So, I'm willing to put Brock AJ ahead of Shirai Iwatani because that was a fucking awesome match.
Okay.
So Brock AJ with 8.
Okay. But I trust your judgment on Shirai Iwatani, so it definitely should be. If you rank the 3rd, all the wrestling you watch.
Yeah.
Then it's a top. Then it belongs on the ballot. That's for sure.
And then Naito Tanahashi has 7 points, which puts it in 6th.
I feel we need an Okada Omega.
SummerSlam 4-way is at 7th place with 6 points. I
feel we both have an Okada Omega, right?
Yeah.
So we have different Okada Omegas though, right?
Right. Let me see.
But we need one of those 3 needs to be on the ballot then, I feel.
Yes, and it will
somewhere.
Goldberg Brock has 6 points. Tanahashi Ibushi has 6 points, and then both of our Okada Omega matches both have 5 points. So which one do you want? Do you want the G1 final or do you want the Wrestle Kingdom match? I personally prefer the Wrestle Kingdom match.
Tell me on the Wrestle Kingdom match. Because it was the main event of Wrestle Kingdom.
Well, for those who are not aware, the Tokyo Sports Awards were published last night, or either last night or Wednesday night, one of the two. And Okada Omega from Wrestle Kingdom won the award for Best Bout of the Year. Now, historically, the Tokyo Sports Awards are very political, so it's not, it's definitely not considered to be something that is, a judgment of the best match, but more as a sign of the most important match of the year. And in my mind, Okada Omega from Wrestle Kingdom set the tone for the entire year for New Japan.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Because that was kind of the match that established, all right, Okada's had the belt for 6 months after he won it back from Naito, and he has settled into his reign and is in the driver's seat for being the leader of the company. We just saw Tanahashi get defeated in the match before that, but Okada is still in control and is still, the man at the top. He is the man to beat, and he is going to continue to be the man to beat for as long as he holds the belt. That match was, it was a long match. I fully agree with all the complaints about the fact that it was a very long match, but all the same, the gravitas to the match, the fact that it was the main event of the Dome, the fact that it was the first face-off between two guys who were considered to be the preeminent guys in the company at the time, because Naito was still kind of, in the background a little bit. He hadn't quite made the rise to being the number 2 to Okada's number 1. It wasn't even that Naito made a rise, because Naito was doing the same stuff the whole year. It was more that Kenny just kind of faded as the year went on. He had a pretty suboptimal G1 compared to a lot of other people.
He did.
And the Bullet Club infighting and stuff just kind of left him in the dust while Naito, rose to take his spot. But at the beginning of the year, when the two of them were, the alpha and beta of the company, that was
you're right about the buzz factor. You're right about the buzz factor. It put I feel that without that match being as well received by as many people as it was, you don't have the New Japan in G1 special in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have Chris Jericho Wrestle Kingdom. You don't have New Japan coming back in March. You don't have, the LA Dojo.
Yeah.
So I feel that's a valid argument to make.
Yeah.
Taking all of that into account, I'm okay with putting that match on the ballot and basically copy-pasting everything you just said in a little part where they want to blurb.
All right.
The match was sensational. The match was excellent. Excellent match. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm settling, I'm not losing sleep over it at all.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a great match. And the way you talked me into it, especially by tying it into their greater year.
Yeah.
And it basically set the tone for Kenny Omega's gimmick here. Kenny Omega's gimmick is a guy who has awesome matches.
Yes.
Without that match, that gimmick fails. And it fails.
Yes. Absolutely.
And with Omega's gimmick failing, he's not drawing packed houses for Ring of Honor and for New Japan, etc.
Yeah. Omega puts on amazing matches, and that's just what he does.
Yeah. Yeah. And without this match getting him all that publicity, this is a very good argument. Chris, you are smart as bleep.
Thank you, sir. All right, so we have our top 10.
Where are we?
All right, so our top 10 composite.
Okay.
Number 1, are you going to type this into the ballot as I'm reading it down?
I'm going to type it in the Word file, and then I'll... Right. So, give me number 1.
Number 1, Okada Shibata from Sakura Genesis.
Okada Shibata Sakura. They say don't write it into the ballot because the ballot crashes. Write it in the Word file, then just copy and paste it.
Yeah.
Because the ballot's a Google Doc drive, so... All right, number 2.
Naito Omega from the G1 Finals.
Right.
Yep.
Number 3.
Cena Styles from the Rumble.
AJ Cena?
Yeah, AJ Cena from the Rumble.
AJ Cena from the 2017 Rumble. Okay.
Yep.
Number 4.
Brock AJ from Survivor Series.
Brock AJ from... I sense a trend here. A lot of AJ Styles. Survivor. Spelled Survivor on. That's okay. Okay, number 5.
Io Shirai Mayu Iwatani. I got the date on it. It's June 21st. From a Stardom show.
21st. Okay.
Yep. Number 6, Naito Tanahashi from Wrestle Kingdom 11.
Naito Tanahashi, Wrestle Kingdom 11. Okay. Number 7.
Yep. Number 7, SummerSlam 4-Way.
Oh, such a fucking... I gotta watch that again. I remember the rest of that show not being super great.
It wasn't really, but...
And that show was like...
That was
really, really awesome. That match was really, really awesome. Mm-hmm. SummerSlam 4-Way. Okay. Number 8.
Goldberg Brock for Mania.
Yeah! God, that's an awesome match. Goldberg Brock. from Mania 33. Okay, number 9.
Tanahashi Ibushi from Power Struggle.
Tanahashi Ibushi from Power Struggle. Okay.
And number 10, Okada Omega from Wrestle Kingdom 11.
God, what a great year that is number 10.
Yeah, I know.
Can you look at the matches that real quick before we move on? Think of the matches that we saw that didn't make this list.
Yeah.
Think of Okada Suzuki from the G1, the draw.
Mm-hmm.
Think of Okada Kojima from G1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think of Omega Ibushi from the Long Beach special.
Yep. Bait done. DIY AOP.
Yeah. Anything in NXT, basically.
Banks done for the Progress Championship.
Yep. Absolutely.
Which I still need to watch it in its entirety.
Even though the wrong woman won, Ember Moon Asuka from the NXT before WrestleMania.
Yep.
Match itself was excellent.
Yep.
You can even talk Orton AJ match from SmackDown that I loved, that I've talked about on the show before, where AJ goes for the 450 or dekes out the RKO with the 450 that he doesn't jump on,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just
there's so many good things.
I mean, and we didn't even talk about how great the Punjabi prison was. Just Usos, New Day, Hell in a Cell could have been on here.
Oh my god, yeah.
Great year.
Fuck, man, there were so many good matches.
So I have a homework assignment for you.
Yeah.
Give me a couple words to write on the Mayu match, and basically write down everything that you said for the Omega match for number 10, and I'll send it. And I'll make some stuff up for the rest of them because whatever.
Sure thing. Yeah.
And I'll send it in tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
I will figure it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Anything. I mean, there's an unlimited space. There's no word count. So if there's anything you want to write for any of these matches, just shoot me in the DM, and I'll put them with what I want to write, and I'll send it over to the boys.
Yeah.
So
you got it. All right.
That was easy. What about what do you want to talk about? Raw?
No, let's talk about some of the news in terms of roster changes this week.
Sure.
We'll start with incoming members of the NXT roster.
Are you Ricochet? Are you Ricochet or Ricochet nay in WWE? Are you Ricochet nay or Ricochet yay?
I'm Ricochet yay for NXT.
I'm
Ricochet nay for the main roster.
That's a very good complaint, because what are the two things that the main roster needs most of? The two things that Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn et al. Prize more than anything on the main roster.
Homogenization.
Well, I meant attributes. I'm sorry. The two attributes.
Oh, yeah.
The two attributes. I'm sorry. I should have worded that better. The two attributes.
Size and personality. Size and personality.
I would say size and promo.
Yeah. Well,
personality's okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, Braun delivering one sentence threats isn't really a promo, but it's a lot of personality.
True. But the personality is good. Speaking ability, the ability to. I've said this for 6 months. Ricochet's a real bad promo.
He is.
And I mean, I can just picture him trying to cut like a 15-minute promo, and it just crash it, pulling a Hindenburg.
Yeah.
You know what Ricochet's awesome at? Having matches.
Yeah, Ricochet's awesome at doing 630 sentons and moonsaults and shooting star presses.
It's not even that. He's a really good seller, too.
Yeah, he does that, too. He's an amazing seller.
It's not just flippy do shit.
God, the freaking Super Junior Tag Finals.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, that was Ryusuke and ACH. No. Oh, when Ryusuke and Ricochet had the Junior Tag belts, the match with the Bucks.
Yeah, that Funky Future.
The Funky Future versus the Bucks, yeah. Mm-hmm. That match was ridiculously good.
Company where size and promos are valued ahead of work rate and innovative moves are discouraged. Ricochet, you know what his only shot at main roster success is, right? Is that he's gotten over so huge in NXT that he just comes in wholesale. Yeah. Whatever his NXT gimmick is.
Yep.
So, very optimistic that he will do well in NXT.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am much less optimistic he will do well on the main roster.
Yeah. But I'm willing. However,
I am optimistic that 205 Live will have gone the way of the dodo by the time he gets called up.
True. Yeah. I mean, in all things,
because the thought of him trading headlocks with Tony Nese in front of a half-empty SmackDown arena doesn't make me very happy, Chris.
Yeah. In all honesty, like, I expect Ricochet to get the camera slot at Takeover Philly, and to be given that that moment in the spotlight because he is that big of a name, worldwide.
Yeah.
I expect him to be a big deal in NXT, but beyond that, it's a lot of question marks. There are a lot of question marks. So it's it's going to be.
We've talked before on this show about how the developmental model is broken.
Yes,
broken.
Yes.
But for now, he's going to come in and he's going to have good matches with Adam Cole and Roddy Strong. Holy shit, with Roddy Strong and Andrade Almas, and that's going to be awesome.
Yes,
that's going to be like Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano was going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking great. Like, how could you not be excited
fantastic.
for that?
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be so good. So I am optimistic in NXT. NXT is pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Great TV show. Roddy Strong. Who the hell did he fight on Wednesday? The guy from the Cruiserweight Challenge.
Eichner.
Fabian Eichner.
Yeah, Fabian Eichner.
Fabian Eichner ain't a Cruiserweight anymore.
Yeah.
He's
bulked the fuck up.
He's eating a lot of chicken breasts. A lot of chicken breasts and whitefish in that guy's future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, he is no Cruiserweight anymore, but it was fun to see Roddy Strong break out the backbreakers.
Yes. That's always a good time.
I have no doubt that, even a Ricochet Oni Lorcan TV match will be good. The guy can go.
Oni Lorcan versus insert name here is a good TV match, but yeah, Ricochet especially. I mean, I can see that Ricochet running the ropes, getting ready to do some flippy do shit, and Oni just hits him with a European uppercut and knocks him halfway across
he'd be
the
great.
ring.
Absolutely,
it'd be fantastic.
In front of a crowd that doesn't care because Full Sail is really bad.
Oh yeah, but it'll be a fun time for sure.
That's okay.
But yeah, I am pro Ricochet for NXT, not so pro Ricochet for the main roster. So we'll see what happens. War Machine.
I feel that is a safe place to be, a safe argument to make.
Yes.
I think War Machine.
War Machine, yes.
Two of the coolest guys. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah.
Because they are so nice and so generous with their time at the shows, and they are they talk to people and take pictures, and they're not so you've been to the indie shows where some of the guys are pushers.
Yes.
Looking to move their merch. It's okay, homeboy. Pump the brakes here, man. I'm not buying your merch. No matter how many times you try to sell me your merch. War Machine is just really courteous and generous and friendly, and I'm so happy that they have found success.
Yes. Absolutely.
Too.
I mean, they are definitely going to be a good presence in the NXT Tag Team division.
The problem with War Machine, pun intended, is that they are not very big as the size of Akam and Razor. I mean, they're wide. I mean, tall. They're not tall. They're definitely not as tall as Harper and Rowan, War Machine, as we've dubbed them on the show. So,
but then again, though, as I said to you and Sal, what they lack in height, they more than make up for by the fact that they have a huge amount of presence and personality.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
and
especially Ray Rowe.
If they are allowed to keep that, which I hope that they are, I believe that they are going to be just fine. Even if they are outsized by Akam and Razor and by Heavy Machinery, I still think that they'll be just fine. Especially because of the fact that they are big guys who can do some pretty crazy stuff.
True. Now, will they be allowed to do that crazy stuff?
In NXT, yes. I expect that they would be allowed to.
Do you think... Now, let us assume everything goes right in NXT. Mm-hmm. Who do you think's getting called up next?
Next set of call-ups, I'm expecting to be the Iconic Duo, Roddy, Alistair.
When? Post-Mania?
Yeah, Post-Mania.
Okay.
And possibly AOP.
Okay.
And Gargano.
And then War Machine just slots into the AOP role of just marauding guys.
No, I think that AOP stays working as baby faces, and I think that they.
No, what I'm saying in NXT, when AOP gets called up, War Machine just slides into that role that they vacated.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I mean, then again, it could.
There are some guys in NXT who are miles from the main roster.
Yes.
Like I like Tino Sabatelli, but he's not even close to ready.
No, not at all.
Same with Riddick Moss. I mean, there's potential there. Like Sabatelli's got a great look. He's charismatic, but he's just like in the ring. He's just got like 2 left feet.
Yeah. On the other hand, you look at a guy like Montez Ford, who is just
that guy's awesome.
It was friggin' incredible.
That guy,
all the ability in the world.
If I had to bet my house on one NXT guy being the guy in the next 5 years, I think Montez Ford would be the guy. If I had to like make a futures bet,
yeah,
like 5 years, one of these guys is going to be the guy. I think Montez Ford maybe, and he's like 24, right?
He's a really young guy. Yeah, let me see. Let me get an actual name number for him. Yeah, and I mean,
no, Montez is my dude.
He's 27. Yeah, and
7 is a baby in wrestling.
And no offense meant in this, but he's also carrying a lot of semi-dead weight in the form of Angelo Dawkins, who was a good personality, but really not a great
Montez is the dude. I'm a fan.
Yeah, Montez is a fucking star, and I am all for him just continuing to be the guy of that tag team. You know, Dawkins is good for the hot tag, role,
absolutely,
but Montez is the dude for sure. And then finally, not finally, but the other big name of the big 3 announcements was Candice LeRae, also known as Candice Gargano, aka Candice Wrestling.
I feel
all the other names in the book, whatever you want to call her.
With Candice, 2 problems, and they're not huge problems. I want to talk about her negatives first. 2 of them are not even her fault. One is that she's 32 and not 27.
Yeah.
If she was 27, she'd be the girl.
Yeah.
But 32 is too old for this company, which is a shame.
Unfortunately.
And the other problem is that she does her absolute best work in intergender matches, which are never happening.
Yeah.
For a litany of reasons, all of which are valid. I don't need Lucha Underground style bullshit on the Fed.
No, not at all.
So, but she does her best work because the men are bigger and they can throw her around, and she can be the ragdoll seller that she's so good at.
Maybe so, but I've seen a lot of her women, and you know,
but it's just her style better in IG matches because the men can just beat the crap out of her and she can just sell the shit out of it because she's awesome.
Well, she's
doesn't mean like she can't sell the shit out of it when the women beat the crap out of her.
Yeah, I mean, she's on a roster with people like Shayna Baszler.
By the way, Shayna and Emma Moon, you excited?
Oh yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a match. Yeah,
I'm excited for my girl Shayna Baszler. Yeah, I don't care that she's gonna lose. Don't matter. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Sometimes the wins and losses doesn't matter, and all you want is a good 15-minute wrestling match. That's all I want is a good 15-minute wrestling match.
Yep.
And I can worry about who's over and who's not over and what happens. You know what? That match is gonna come on, and I'm just gonna watch it and be happy. Because a year and a half ago, Shayna Baszler was way down low, and now she's way up high, and that makes me happy.
Yep.
Sometimes it's the journey, man. You know, I don't always want to be Mr. Negative Nancy and oh man, she can't cut a promo. She's not over. I don't give a shit. I am happy for my girl Shayna Baszler, and I hope she rear naked chokes Ember to death, not literally death, wrestling death, and holds that belt and is champion for 3 years.
Not gonna happen.
I don't care. I'm hoping for it. Damn it.
I know.
I don't get invested in this stuff. I get invested in Shayna.
Now I have a couple of predictions here as to how they're going to debut Candice, because I expect that she's wrestling her final indie event tonight. Actually,
yeah, in Los Angeles, right?
At Bar Wrestling out in California. Yeah. So here I have 2 predictions which are equally possible. One is that they have her sitting in the crowd spot before the women's match, and the commentary uses that as a callback to Shayna's, run through the Mae Young Classic to kind of build her up leading into this takeover match. Because this is going to be Shayna's actually official NXT debut. Is going to be, well, actually no, because she had that match with Dakota Kai. So no, it will not be her NXT debut, but it will be her takeover debut. So they might put Candice in the crowd and have her be the crowd spot, build up Shayna for that. Alternatively, they might have Candice sitting in the crowd before the title match between Johnny Gargano and Andrade Cien Almas, and have her possibly come into play in terms of interaction with Zelina Vega. Now, whether or not that causes Johnny to win or lose the match is entirely up in the air. But I feel that both of those things are equally possible. Either way, I am 99.999% sure that we will see Candice next Saturday in the crowd in Philadelphia.
Okay. Wouldn't shock me. Yep. That's like 9 days from now, right?
Yep.
Man, coming up fast.
I know. Time flies.
We got the Rumble Super Show next week, right?
Yes, we do.
All right. That'll be good stuff.
All the luminaries coming in. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a long, put a pot of coffee on. It'll be a long, long show. Maybe not.
No, I'm gonna make sure that people keep
yeah, so there's only like 4 matches for the Rumble. There's only so much we could talk about the Rumble,
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe not, especially because they moved the U.S. match to SmackDown, which, holy Jesus.
Oh, God.
We got to talk about SmackDown when we're done talking about NXT.
Yeah, well, we got some other signings and leavings
and
to talk
departures.
About, too.
We do.
The one other signing that was announced this week, which is to far less fanfare for all of us watching, but will be to far greater fanfare for a lot of the mainstream audience, is that NXT officially signed Kacy Catanzaro from American Ninja Warrior. That was announced officially today. I have no idea if she has any previous wrestling experience or how she'll do, but Performance Center projects sometimes work out. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. You never know. Take a flyer at someone, right?
She might turn out to be the next Mandy Rose Sonya Deville, or she might be the next Aaliyah.
They can't be paying her that much. And if they are, who cares? It's not my money.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they already spent a shitload of money on that Performance Center. You might as well throw another $100,000 at someone and see what happens.
Yeah, can't hurt.
No,
I mean it can hurt in the long run, but who
cares? If she's bad, she gets cut in a year. Big deal.
Yep, exactly.
So it goes back to American Ninja Warrior.
Yep, and who knows?
So, EC3 and Bobby Lashley
and Chelsea Green.
Sorry. And Chelsea Green.
Yeah. 3 major names all announced as.
I am excited for the EC. Now here, we will know once and for all if EC3 shows up on NXT television, and I mean wrestling, or the main roster, whatever, and he still looks like EC3 looks like, we will know the drug policy is an abject joke.
Yes.
Because that guy looks like the fucking Michelin Man.
Yes.
He is swollen. And you know what?
Not in a good way.
He is smaller compared to what he was like 6 months ago. I think he's cycling off. Like, he is just inflated. Looks like you could prick him with a pin and he'll just collapse like a balloon, Yeah. If he shows up with that physique and that back knee, then we will know that the drug testing policy is an abject failure.
Yes.
Because there's no chance that guy's getting it done by saying his vitamins and saying his prayers and eating his vitamins.
Yes.
So, as far as the wrestler himself, setting that aside, he's a good talker. He's funny, which helps. This company loves funny, or loves what they think is funny.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a fine, average, maybe even a little above average, if I'm feeling generous, wrestler in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he's a younger Bobby Roode at this point.
Yeah. But I mean, we already have so the dollar store version of Bobby Roode, who is the dollar store version of Triple H, who is the dollar store version of Ric Flair. So that would make EC3 basically the dumpster version of Ric Flair, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if he comes in with that Madeline's right. If he comes in that purple back knee, then we know the drug testing policy is just lip service.
Yeah,
It's just PR.
I mean, we were already strongly suspicious of that with Jinder, and if EC3 comes in with then it's absolutely
Christ,
true.
man, Luke Skywalker's milking Jinder for the green milk at this point.
Holy shit!
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
As blue milk.
Well, whatever it was on fucking Ankto, whatever Luke's drinking, he's getting that shit from Jinder.
Yeah.
Because holy God, man. Enough with the estrogen. Jesus.
Holy shit.
Bobby Lashley's awesome, though. If he goes back to the Fed, he left on very, I don't want to say mysterious, some bad blood.
Yeah.
But 10 years, the guys always come back.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ultimate Warrior came back, and he no-showed a main event pay-per-view the day of.
And let's be clear here.
Guys always come back.
Let's be clear here. 2016 Bobby Lashley was probably the best Bobby Lashley we've ever seen in his entire wrestling career.
He was damn good.
Fucking lights out.
If all you've seen of Bobby Lashley is like the 2007 Bobby Lashley, he's a lot better now. Yeah, a lot better now. So if he comes to the Fed, and he may not, he may just decide to do MMA full time. God knows.
But they wasted the hell out of him last year on Impact, but his 2016 run was legendary stuff.
Yeah,
he was the reason to tune in before Broken Matt Hardy became a thing. Lashley was what people were tuning in for because Lashley was fucking awesome during that whole run. So,
two more names. Oh, so sorry.
Yeah,
two more names that are done that will be done with TNA relatively soon.
Two more names.
Two more names that are next. The two next expiring contracts. Alberto El Patron, no thank you. Eddie Edwards do anything for you, Chris? I mean, I don't need to see. Set aside for a second the Alberto El Patron out of the ring stuff.
Yeah.
Set that aside. Getting into fights with mascots because they're looking at Paige funny. Set that aside. He just does nothing for me as a professional wrestler.
Yeah, no. Alberto is garbage.
I mean, without Ricardo Rodriguez, there's just nothing there. Not even a little.
Garbage tier. He is
nothing there. His in-ring is and he's been. I don't need to see him anytime soon.
Not worth the time in any aspect of it.
Eddie Edwards is. I mean, you're right. Like, I think the shit 5 years ago, maybe, but
I think the ship has sailed. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's only 34. Holy shit, he's only 34.
Yeah.
It was like his been on since like 1970.
Fair enough.
The tag team with him and Davey Richards was always fun.
Yeah, the American Wolves was a good time.
Eddie Edwards.
I don't know how a singles run for Eddie Edwards would do at age 34.
Nah, no thanks. This roster's bloated enough.
Yeah, definitely. Two other names that left. One significant, one really not significant. First of all, Laurel Van Ness, aka Chelsea Green, the current, if you're going by kayfabe TV time, the current Knockouts champion. She announced that she was leaving following the most recent tapings. Obviously, she lost her title at the tapings. Shocker of shockers. She looks to be WWE bound, as they are said to be very, very high on her, with good reason. She does excellent character work as the crazy psychotic bride. She did an excellent run.
She was great with Maria, with Maria and
Sienna.
Allie.
Yeah, Maria and Allie and Sienna, and Laurel was dynamite in 2016. Her ring work is also pretty good too. She does great work in the indies. She's been with Shimmer, Shine, plenty of other American indie companies. You might have even seen her at AEW at one point or another. I'm not entirely certain.
Possibly.
Yeah, and she also has current WWE ties in that she is currently dating Zack Ryder. So I think it's reasonable to think that maybe he will do the work to get his girlfriend into the company. Although they were looking at her anyway, though. So,
pro tip: in my experience with relationships, working with your significant other always ends in disaster.
Yes.
So pro tip, Zach, if you're listening, hi. May not be the best thing to bring your significant other to your place of business, but you do you.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I said, the company was already looking at her.
True.
So it's entirely feasible that, you know.
I don't want to insinuate that she's only getting a shot because of who she's sleeping with.
Yeah. It's entirely
unfair.
feasible to expect that she will get a significant NXT run regardless.
That's unfair.
Because of it. The other name to have left, which we really don't give a shit about, but we're reporting on it anyway because news is news, is Chris Adonis, formerly known as Chris Masters. He announced his departure earlier this week. Actually, in the middle of the tapings on Saturday. The tapings went for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and he announced his departure on Saturday.
Yeah. So EC3 is going to the WWE.
Yeah, EC3 has already been announced as possibly being at the
whether or not he debuts in the Rumble, perhaps he can. I don't think he should.
No, neither do I.
No one will know who he is.
Yeah, especially if they bring
when
it
AJ
back.
Styles was wrestling in TNA, there were 1 million people on Spike watching. When EC3 wrestles in TNA, there's 300,000 people on Pop watching. So, like, bit of a difference there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Especially if they revert him back to his NXT name.
Bateman. By the way, that NXT Redemption season is sneaky fun.
Yeah.
With like the artists futurely known as Fandango, Johnny Curtis and Derek Bateman and a lot of Caitlyn, and it goes on forever. But that season 3 of NXT, the game show NXT, is sneaky fun bad television.
Speaking of Caitlyn, there's been a lot of social media talk about the fact that she's been training to get back into wrestling, so
she's still young enough she can make a run of it.
Yeah. You might even see her.
I saw her have a good match with AJ Lee in Chicago in 2013.
Oh yeah, it's feasible to think that maybe she might be a surprise entrant in the Women's Royal Rumble. Who knows? Maybe we see Caitlyn return next Sunday.
Wouldn't shock me at all.
Anything's feasible there.
It's wrestling. Never say never.
But yeah, 3 of the biggest names in Impact and one of the names that we don't really care about, all leaving Impact after the first set of tapings of the new year, suggests that Impact is once again on death's door. So
they'll never die.
They'll never die.
I'm convinced of it.
Yeah.
So,
but that is what it is. All right, let's talk about what happened this week on WWE TV because there was a lot of it.
Sure. Raw or SmackDown?
Let's start with let's start with the Mixed Match Challenge. Did you get to watch that at all?
I did not, but I heard it wasn't bad.
They had the first match this week, which
I heard Michael Cole was good because he didn't have someone yelling in his ear the whole time.
Yeah,
funny how that works out.
I know, right? It's not as if we don't already have several examples of that being.
Yeah, he kicked ass in the British show.
Yep, and he also did well on Beast in the East.
Yeah,
who would have guessed?
Someone screaming at him. He's good. Yep. Funny how that works out, Chris. I don't know about you, but if someone was screaming in your ear the entire time while you were at your place of business, your performance would suffer, would it not?
Oh yeah.
Why would Michael Cole's?
If it was this podcast, even more so.
Yeah. And you have me screaming in your ear, and that's different.
Yes, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying not to react to you screaming in my ear would be the hardest part about it. I don't think I would ever be able to do that. That would be a fucking nightmare. Anyway, so the first match of the Mixed Match Challenge that happened this week was Natalya and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sasha Banks and Finn Balor. Spoiler alert for those who care. We will talk about the result in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sasha and Finn won, to no surprise, because why would Natalya be doing anything of importance right now? But all in all, not a bad match. It was a fun time. I'm still, WWE's intergender rules are still baffling and annoying, but they worked around it as best they could.
Popped the buy rate.
Yep, and they
million views, 1,000,003 views, or something like that.
Yep, they made it work. All in all, I'm hopeful that I'm hoping. I won't say hopeful because this is a tournament that has Lana in it, but I am hoping that most of the rest of the matches are this good or close to this good for the rest of the rest
How long did it go?
I think it was like a 15-minute match, I think.
Ooh,
maybe
more than I thought it would have been. Good.
I
Yeah.
have to like.
Apparently, everybody was like motivated and gave a damn and shit, right?
Yes.
Which, I mean, getting Shinsuke Nakamura and Natalia to give a damn is an impressive effort.
Yes. 100%. So good for
I'm
them.
curious. I'm curious as to how many of these 1.5 million viewers they retain week to week. Anybody will watch something once to see what it's like, and then
And then the drop off will happen.
Maybe not. But
we'll see what happens.
Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow on the train on the way to the work.
Yeah. If they Matt has a good point. If they ran 2 matches a week, it might help to keep interest alive. 1 match a week is going to stretch this out to the point where people are definitely going to start to lose interest as we get into the semifinals.
We talked about this last week, but I'm on now that it was 1 match a week and it is running all the way to WrestleMania. I am all the more convinced that there is no canon for this show.
Yeah,
because between now and WrestleMania, guys are going to turn heel, guys are going to turn face, ladies are going to turn heel, ladies are going to turn face. So their pairing in April may not make sense with who they're paired with in January. But they're not going to be like Sami Zayn may turn face between now and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But it won't, I mean,
it's certainly feasible given that they, the company's penchant for just, doing that shit at random. But so that happened. Beth Phoenix was reportedly pretty good on commentary, although apparently she needs to talk louder or else they need to turn her mic up because there were some difficulties hearing her. Other than that, it was said to be a good show overall. So good for them for having a good, successful first week in the Mixed Match Challenge, and hopefully
I'll watch tomorrow morning.
Continues.
I'll watch on the train tomorrow morning. Thank you, sir.
Yep. All right. Let's talk about Raw.
Sure. Let's have a moment of silence for the guy that Braun Strowman threw through the table. Because that guy flew.
Yeah.
Like Wilbur Wright was in the air for less time than that guy was in the air for.
Wow.
That guy flew. That's my good job out of you, homeboy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How about my favorite part of the entire show? My favorite part. You ready? And I told you to sell this.
Yeah.
They did the thing where they shake the camera and everyone has to pretend to fall over like it's Star Trek from the 60s.
Oh my god. That was great.
That was so awesome. I was like, what the fuck is this?
The cake.
I get it. You can't shake the truck because the truck has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of electronic equipment in there.
Yeah.
But so they shook the camera.
Yeah. Good. Come on.
I was like, really?
How
about Braun killing things? Always makes me happy.
The slice of cake, the cake moment was fantastic. I don't care.
Or the guy going, guys, Braun Strowman's coming. Like he's Paul Revere. He's wrestling Paul Revere. I mean, like
Michael Cole getting beeled into a pile of security guards.
Someone I don't know. Yeah.
And then all the security guards audibly telling him, "No, we got you, Cole. We're good. We're good. We're good."
How about the fact that Braun lifted a truck with no problem, but it took him a while to lift Michael Cole, who weighs 150 pounds?
Yeah, really.
Because Michael Cole doesn't have anything to grip onto, just his belt.
Yep.
Yeah, Braun's great. Love Braun. Guy's awesome. Braun killing geeks is the best.
It worked out.
It was great. Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's deadpan. Oh God, they are worth $12 million. With no emotion. This whole angle is so dumb. You know what wasn't dumb? You know what wasn't dumb except for the end? Nia Jax and Asuka.
Yeah,
that was good. That was good.
Was all right.
Except for the end, which was like baffling to me. Why is Nia Jax never say die? Don't give up babyface? With the leg injury, she's begging to continue a no stakes match. That's a babyface move.
I'm less invested right now because of this dumbass fucking love triangle angle they're running with Enzo and Alexa and Nia, and it's just like, fuck, man, why? It's not even a love triangle. It's like Alexa trying to
I hope this ends with like Nia bringing food for them and walking in, and Enzo's making out with Alexa, and Nia turns vengeful babyface.
That would be hilarious. Although I think Alexa has far better taste than that.
Well, it's wrestling Alexa, not real Alexa.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, even wrestling Alexa, I think, has better taste than Enzo because she actively is showing disdain for Enzo anytime Enzo shows up to talk
It's a
to Naya.
smokescreen. She's playing hard to get, like Lilith and Roland.
Oh my God, no, no, please don't ever
Roland.
compare anything on Monday Night Raw to Borderlands. For the love of God, do not besmirch Borderlands.
On Monday Night Raw, they're just as stupid.
Do not besmirch Borderlands by trying to shackle that shit on to Monday Night Raw.
Oh, how about this? I rewound this. We talk about terrible dialogue all the time. I like the match. I like the match between Alexa and Naya. How about I like the match at the end, although they kept the camera on Finn Balor for like an hour and a half. It felt like for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, did someone miss a timing cue or something? Like, that was very strange.
I don't know.
I like the idea. I like my fantasy booked idea of Nia Jax, scorned lover and vengeful babyface wrath of the gods, destroying everything in her way. You know,
Nice.
I'm okay with that. Or I wound this line twice. You ready? This is Jason Jordan talking to Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
30 fucking writers came up with this line. 30 writers. I appreciate that you've recognized me as your son.
Why?
Fuck, Chris. These people who write for this show, have they ever had a normal human interaction in their entire life they can base their writing off of?
I think
I appreciate me that you've recognized me as your son.
At some point you have to wonder if maybe it's just Vince, like when the writers are not working on stuff, if Vince just locks them all in some basement and doesn't permit them any outside interaction with the rest of the human world.
I don't understand it. Well, it's just like. By the way, I am not yet all in. You know, I'm going to call if we're continuing calling on douchebag Jason Jordan.
Oh yeah,
I think if he's a little more subtle, I think it could be a pretty great character. He's improved leaps and bounds from the start of this angle.
Yeah,
he's gotten a lot better. I hope he's not hurt for a long time because I like him a little bit.
Well, I don't think that he is that he's like going to be prevented from wrestling, but who knows? Okay.
We talked about Broken Matt last week, so we don't need to go over that again.
Yeah, no, we definitely do not.
Hype for the return of the curb stomp.
Yes, that was excellent.
Good stuff.
That was excellent.
Good stuff. Welcome back, old friend. We've missed you.
That was
great move. One of the best finishers in wrestling.
It is.
Glad to have it back, rather than the not as good Kenny Omega flying knee.
I got something for you here, courtesy of our buddy KM Tierney,
sure.
From Twitter.
Ooh, friend of the show.
If Montez Ford isn't headlining a WrestleMania within 15 years, he either suffered a horrible injury or WWE is guilty of serious malpractice. Well said. I can co-sign that.
Yeah. Probably the latter.
Probably the latter.
Yeah, no, Montez is pretty great.
Because it's high, I don't think the company's going to let him headline WrestleMania because he's not, 6'6" and jacked.
A part-timer. Or a part-timer.
And/or a part-timer. Whatever. Anyway, what do you think about this whole intertwining angle of Roman Reigns, The Miz, Taraj, the Balor Club, the Bar, Rollins and Jordan, all that fucking garbage.
It's all killing time till the Rumble. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. What do you think?
Do you think Roman wins next week?
I would like him to, but something tells me that the scenario.
I am here for the Roman Reigns Steve Austin beer bash celebration as boos cascade down from Barclays Center.
Yeah, exactly. I would love. I
would just sit there just laughing.
But it
would be so great.
What I'm expecting to happen is I saw somebody. I don't remember who it was, so I can't properly give credit. But what I saw somebody say on Twitter that I think is actually an entirely possible outcome is that the Bar comes down at some point to try and help ruin it for Roman. Rollins and Jordan then come down to stop the bar. A brawl breaks out, and Jordan somehow ends up costing Roman the match.
Ooh. Huh. With no payoff though. Unless they wrestle on like some ladder Raw.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because unless they go I'd rather save that for when Roman wins the belt. I think Jordan is a good, because Dean's hurt. We talked about how Ambrose was going to be the first guy Roman faces.
Yeah.
But he's out for a long time.
Yes.
I mean, you could do a lot worse than a 2 pay-per-view program of Roman Reigns and Jason Jordan.
Yes.
You could do a lot worse in terms of in-ring.
Absolutely.
So I'd rather they save Jason Jordan, screwing Roman over for a little bit later down the line.
Yes.
But whatever.
We will see.
So we shall see indeed, my friend. SmackDown.
Yes.
Holy Jesus, was this a bad show?
Oh my
First
God.
of all, any show where Jinder Mahal is wrestling for 40 minutes is a bad show.
2 matches, no less.
Why would the Xavier Woods match was 18 minutes long?
3 segments.
18 minutes.
3
It should have
segments.
been 4.
Yes.
It should have been 4 minutes, and I don't blame Xavier Woods.
No.
The match
he
sucked
tried.
and it went too long. Which is, you know what? When I write the Jinder Mahal biography, I'm naming it Jinder Mahal. This match sucks and went way too long. The Jinder Mahal story.
Mm-hmm. It's accurate.
He's no damn good at the whole in-ring stuff.
He is no damn good. He is awful.
So why the hell is he wrestling for 40 minutes on my television show?
Yeah.
They're putting the show together at 4 in the afternoon. And someone says, hey guys, we should have Jinder Mahal wrestle 2 long matches. Why did anyone else say yes?
I don't know. I don't know who authorized this, but whoever
guys,
did
put your talent in position to succeed.
Put this idea back in the box from whence it came and throw it into the fucking ocean.
And set the box on fire.
Before you throw it into the ocean.
Yes.
Make sure
I will say I did like Bobby Roode selling on offense. Selling the ribs as he made his comeback.
Yes.
That was good stuff. I approve. I got you back, Bobby Roode.
Here's the problem. Here's the biggest problem, I think, of the show. The fact that they had that
AJ cutting fat shaming promos?
Oh, no. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Don't you worry.
You're the fucking baby face. What are you doing?
I'll get to that. Give me a minute.
You're the face.
Give me a minute. But the biggest problem of the show, at least for the first hour, was that you have this overly long and drawn out Jinder Mahal Xavier Woods match, and the heel wins, and then you're supposed to go into the next match with any sort of suspense as to who's the winner between Bobby Roode and Mojo Rawley. Really?
That was malpractice, by the way, that Mojo didn't win that match.
Well, yeah, that's the real problem of this, is that the match, the results were reversed in those 2 semifinals. The proper results were the 2 opposite results of what they gave for those 2 semifinal matches. The final should have been Xavier Mojo, with Mojo winning the title. In my
Xavier being face in peril. No, you're right. You want to make a guy? Make a guy.
Yeah, that would have been what I would have fought for. But no, because we have to have 40-year-old champions. Bobby Roode is now the United States champion. Because why? And
I like Bobby Roode. I'm the only one, but I like him. But it should have been Mojo.
You know what's going to happen here is that Ziggler is going to come back and say, "You shouldn't have vacated the title. I want my title back," and they're going to have a match at the Rumble. On the fucking free show. It's going to be Ziggler versus Roode again.
Oh God, I'm good. I'm. That's going to be the George Octavius Memorial Run and Get Thai food match.
Yeah.
Even though it'll be 4 in the afternoon, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm out. Chris, you can't make me watch that match. I won't do it.
Avoid
you
watching
can't make
that.
me, dude.
Yeah.
You
that will be garbage wrestling.
I'm not talking about that match if it happens.
Yeah, Adam's right. Why? Because fuck us. That's why.
Why do we watch this shit sometimes? Yeah. We're like battered wives, man.
Oh,
so
it's terrible.
You want to talk about these insert promos that were fucking terrible?
You go about that. I'll talk about AJ.
Oh my God!
I'll talk about AJ. You talk about the insert.
There's 14 problems with these insert promos. Okay, in no particular order. You ready for these problems?
Yes.
1. they take over. They look at what Mojo Rawley did well, right, with the little phone promo that he cut on Zack Ryder, and they say we're going to make these just like professional. So they set up like a lighting rig, and they put the makeup gun to Whore from The Simpsons that I've talked about, and they just slather the makeup on these poor girls, and they give them this inane dialogue. But you know what?
It is inane. It is actively
that's
stupid.
That's not what I want to talk about. Okay. We know the dialogue is going to be shitty. Breaking news. The dialogue's always shitty, especially for the women.
Yeah.
Right? Here's what's inexcusable, though. Mm-hmm. The dialogue's like 3 lines. The delivery blew. I mean, I hate to go full-blown old wrestling fan here, but Jesus Christ, man, women, how about less time playing video games or being on Instagram and more time cutting a promo in a mirror? There's promo class in NXT, right?
Yes.
How? You cannot tell me that these women have gone through promo class. Like, this is like some like community acting shit. This is like high school theater shit right here. Like, what the fuck are they all smiling for?
Yeah.
This is serious business, Ruby Riott. Liv Morgan. Why are you smiling? Like, the promos got progressively worse. By the time they got to Liv Morgan, I was literally just laughing. I was laughing at how stupid these were. Airing them back-to-back, you know what it reminded me of? Because they aired them back-to-back? Like a really bad audition reel for like a movie. Like, you know when they have like, they're casting for a movie?
Yep.
And they show like the outtakes? Like, that's what this shit reminded me of, Chris.
Yeah.
I thank you for trying something different. It was different. No damn good. These promos were the shits. They were really bad. The only ones that I liked, Becky Lynch, because she took it seriously. Maybe Naomi, because her character is that she's the super bubbly girl. So she's the only one. She's the only one that gets a free pass for being all smiles.
Yeah.
Because she wants, like, no one else should. Ruby Riott, you know better.
She's
don't
the
tell
heel.
me you don't know better.
She's the heel.
What are you smiling for? Liv Morgan, the blonde country chick, Sarah Logan. Like, why are you smiling? You're heels. You are in the first women's Royal ever. The winner goes to WrestleMania to wrestle for the belt. The winner gets her name etched on the mountaintop of whatever the hell this company does.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't smiles. This is serious business. Take this shit seriously, because if you don't take this shit seriously, why should I?
Exactly. Give us a reason to care.
God, this delivery sucked, Chris. Like, less time on Snapchat and Instagram, more time learning how to cut a fucking promo.
Yeah.
It was like 3 seconds and you all shit the bed.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on in this NXT promo class that this was acceptable? Come on, man.
Well, you talked about this last week when we were talking about Sonya Deville. You know, WWE's presentation of the women is that there's only one way to present the women.
Yeah, they're all catty fighting bitches.
Yeah. So
which
that
is so
goes
stupid. I hate that so much.
Right into this as well. Is that they're probably all
women's revolution. Go on.
Way. They're probably all conditioned to give deliveries the same way.
Yes, which is a problem. We talk about the women's revolution, right?
Yeah.
By the way, all thanks to Stephanie McMahon, our Lord and Savior, for inventing the women's revolution. We forgot to give her credit last week. We'll give her credit this week.
Fuck Stephanie McMahon.
And the answer is they have a belt that doesn't look like a tramp stamp, and they have more time for their matches on average. They still have the characters they had 10 years ago. And over boys.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They still have the same motivation. You know? They still have the same personalities. They're all catty bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the real evolution or revolution, whatever you want to call it, needs to take place in the writer's room and needs to take place in the booking room before it can really take place anywhere else. So, but we've been over that.
Yes. All right. AJ Styles.
Are you excited? Are you excited for this Royal Rumble?
Let me talk about AJ Styles for a second.
Sure.
Because
talk about AJ Styles. Yeah. Babyface in this feud.
Yeah, AJ Styles did not have a match this week on SmackDown. He had a backstage promo talking about hyping up for his Rumble match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And in the course of that promo, he made a fat joke about Kevin Owens, saying that he counts as two people. Because we haven't already heard more than enough of that from Randy Orton and plenty of others over the course of the past 2 years. Yes, we get it. KO is not in the best of shape. We have gotten on his shit.
I'm almost convinced that's a message from the back.
We have gotten on his case about it on this very show. But
we certainly have.
As you started to get into, AJ is supposed to be the babyface. He's supposed to be the likable one. Why is he making insensitive and inappropriate jokes about a guy's weight? Do you know how many people who watch WWE who are probably overweight and would probably cringe at hearing that joke? I'm overweight and I cringed at hearing that joke for sure. That doesn't make me like AJ anymore, and he's supposed to be the one that I'm rooting for.
Exactly.
He's supposed to be the one that I'm rooting for. But I don't want to root for him if that's what he's going to say about his opponents.
Exactly. Nor should you. You're 100% right. There are times where if it's like a heel making fun of someone, okay, fine, he's a heel. He's going to get his comeuppance at the end, God willing. Yeah. Jinder and Nakamura, right? Okay, yep. I'm okay with that. But like, AJ, you're the good guy. Good guys don't do this. No. Good, especially good guys with your gimmick.
Yeah.
Steve Austin. You know? Good guys with your gimmick of being the underdog who never says die. Like, you're supposed to be the champion of the oppressed, not the one oppressing them. Like,
yeah.
It's like Wrestling 101, guys. And of course, the only reason they had him say that was so they could send him a message.
Yep.
Because that's how this company was
and Owens fired back on Twitter, as rightfully should, saying, I don't have the exact tweet in front of me, but he said something to the effect of, that AJ lacks the mental acumen to make any other jokes besides that, and that most people do when it comes to him. And he's absolutely right, because this is something that happens repeatedly.
Here's the problem.
It's awful.
Here's what's up. If this company is sending a message to Kevin Owens to lose weight, having it public is not the way to go.
No.
At all. Our department. If you feel that Kevin Owens is not living up to your standards, you do this behind closed doors.
Yes.
Okay? And B, if you really want to send a message to Kevin Owens, stop booking him in main event programs.
Yeah.
Yeah, AJ, you're the face, man. What are you doing? It's like Wrestling 101.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, dumb. So.
I mean, let's be clear here. Randy Orton did the same thing earlier this year.
Yeah, but Randy Orton's a dick. I'm a little more.
But Randy Orton was also supposed to be the babyface in that too.
True. I'm a little more okay with it from Randy Orton because he's a dick.
Yeah.
And Randy Orton's dickness has been a consistent face or heel for like 15 years.
Yes.
Like the one overarching character trait that Randy Orton has, regardless of his alignment, is that he is a tool. Like his character's a tool of the baby faces. His character's a tool of the heels. So I'm a little bit more okay with it. You know what I'm saying? From Orton. And I am not. And I am not. I don't get triggered by this shit.
Yeah.
This was just stupid.
Yeah.
It's just dude. You're the good guy. Act like the good guy.
It's not that hard.
It's not. It is what apparently it is. Because the only real true good person on this show is Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
SmackDown has one true babyface. Am I forgetting someone?
Nope, because they've corrupted Daniel Bryan.
Naomi too.
Yeah, Naomi. Yeah,
Naomi and Becky Lynch. That's it.
That's it. Nobody else.
Naomi and Becky Lynch, the only true baby faces.
It's awful.
In related news, they're two of the most over people on the show.
Who would have guessed?
Because wrestling fans want to cheer for heroes.
Yes. Yes, they do.
You know, people are like, oh, it's Steve Austin. Steve Austin and The Rock were anti-heroes. That's Steve Austin and The Rock. Two of the most charismatic people in the history of the world.
Yeah.
They made it work. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
these people, for all of their positives, and there are plenty, but these people are not Steve Austin or The Rock.
I know we are talking the Rumble next week.
Yeah.
So I don't want to step on the toes of next week's show. Are you looking forward? To the Royal Rumble?
Not really. I mean, all things considered, because we know all roads lead to Roman Brock too. So
Sure.
All things considered, it's one of two outcomes: either Roman wins the Rumble, or somebody else wins the Rumble to challenge AJ, which I think is going to be what happens. I think it's going to be someone else wins the Rumble to challenge AJ.
Okay.
And I mean, the list of names that you can pick to win the Royal Rumble, if you're going to have somebody win and challenge AJ, is pretty slim.
But it's Nakamura.
Yeah.
Unless something crazy happens, like Finn Balor wins and changes brands or something.
Yeah, or if John Cena wins. It's literally Nakamura or Cena. Those are the only names.
Your Rumble front runners: Roman, Cena, Nakamura.
You got nobody left.
Did you see where Daniel Bryan is now at 10-1 odds?
Yes.
Do you think that means anything? Do you think that's just noise? You think he's coming? You think he's cleared and he's coming in this match?
No, I think that's just noise. I think
it's just noise. I think it's just noise, but we'll see. I mean, no one knows anything. The Torch doesn't know anything. Satin doesn't know anything. The Observer doesn't know what. I've listened to 3 different wrestling podcasts today, from the various news sites, and all of them have said, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on."
Yeah.
No, they've all Wade Keller said, "I don't know what's going on," and Brian Johnson said, "I don't know what's going on," and Dave said, "I don't know what's going on." So it may just be gambling noise, you know.
It's probably just gambling noise. I don't know what's going on.
Speaking of gambling noise, good way to end the show. I am 4-2-1 in the NFL playoffs.
Nice.
Patriots, Eagles, lock it down, baby. Pats, Eagles. That's your George pick. Pats minus 8.5. Don't buy the bullshit with Tom Brady not practicing today. Just bullshit. Eagles +3. Home dog. Win. Cover. Fly. Eagles fucking fly. That was for you.
Thank you. But I don't want the Pats to win. Fuck the Pats.
Well, they're going to win.
I hope the Jaguars give Tom Brady
and cover. They're going to win and cover. Eagles win and obviously cover because they're the dog. So.
I want Tom Brady. My hatred for Tom Brady is exceptionally high. I want him to get the Theismann treatment from somebody because
I find out if his weird ass cancer treatment stuff actually works. It's water that cures sunburn or whatever the hell it is.
I don't want any more Patriots wins. I'm fucking over it.
Eagles, home dog. A lot of LeGarrette Blount. A lot of Jay Ajayi. A lot of Alshon Jeffrey. A lot of that defense. Eagles 17. Vikings 13. Ring it up.
I hope so.
Ugly football game.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Take the under.
Absolutely.
Take the Eagles. Take the over, take the Pats. That's your prediction from a guy who is 4-2-1 in these playoffs. So I know a little bit what I'm talking about. Year of the dog will continue in the NFC.
I hope you're half right. Yeah,
I hope I'll live with a split, but I would be very happy if I went 2-0.
Yes.
So, got anything else for me? Anything else for the show?
One last thing.
Oh, let's go.
If you're into this, and you want to see some out of character, good-natured fun, I guess we'll call it that. You can watch Jimmy Fallon tonight to see the New Day compete against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in a lip sync battle.
Oh, that'll be fun. I'll DVR that.
Yep, it's 11:35 Eastern, 10:35 Central on NBC tonight. And there was a Twitter promo released, a video of all 5 of them, which I have not watched yet, but apparently it's going to be quite funny. So be ready for that if you want to see some of that comedy craziness. Jimmy Fallon show tonight on NBC. And yeah, I believe that is all.
Good show.
Let's get the plugs out of the way.
I like when we do shows like this. We bounce around.
Yes, as do I. It was a good show. It was a good show. And now you all have to hear it.
Yes, exactly. And as always, thank you for listening. You got any plugs for us, Brother Chris?
I do indeed. Brother Don Sal coming soon with his new podcast, Match Fixing. Again, no date set yet for it, but we will keep you all posted about that. Friend of the show, Philip Dawson, started his new show today called The Dawson Report. Episode 1 is live. If you want to check it out, head on over to his Twitter feed at Philip Bexman, PhilipBexman, on Twitter. You can find the links all there, and check out the first episode of his new show, The Dawson Report, which is going to focus mostly on women's wrestling. And he'll have all the details for you there. You can also check out our friends at Shoot Debris Saturday mornings at what do they do? 10 a.m. or 11? They're at 11 a.m.
Your time, 10 my time.
Yeah, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, with our friends Takers Media and Mr. Dr. Senju. They are going to have themselves a fun show this week. I'm sure they're going to have lots of opinions on the insanity that was SmackDown, and I mean literal insanity, because God, why are they doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results?
Sure.
MDS, Takers Meeting, and Don Sal will also be our guests next week for our Royal Rumble Super Show. So be sure to come back and tune in for that, episode 46. We're going to have ourselves a grand old time talking about the Royal Rumble. So be ready for that nonsense. It's going to be quite a blast. You can also check out all of our friends at the Married Marks, Not Your Demographic, and the Face Off Feministas on all major podcast and syndication locations and on all social media platforms. Please show them your support and support all good wrestling podcasts and wrestling content creators that are trying to better our community, because Lord knows we need it. You can check us out on Twitter at 2guys1sport, number 2, number 1 in the handle. Also, you can check us out on iTunes. Follow the subscription link below the video feed that you see in front of you. You can give us a rating, give us a recommendation. Let everybody know to come and listen to us on Thursday nights, because we love to talk to all of you, and we love to talk to new people too. Except when there are trolls in the chat like there were before, who I had to time out and block. Yeah, don't come into our chat with troll bullshit. As I said, next week, Royal Rumble Super Show, lots of guests, lots of insanity to be had. And yeah. Oh, one last thing. Boycott IWA Mid-South because they're booking Elgin still.
Yeah, so, just Ian Rotten's
and because Ian Rotten's a terrible fucking human being.
I mean, it's been his gimmick for like 20 years. Like, just God, what a scumbag.
Yep. So if you are in the area of IWA Mid-South, I don't even know where it is that they are.
Southern Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, that ballpark.
Yeah. Yep. Boycott IWA Mid-South and let everybody know that you know in the area to do the same thing. And that will do it for us. My friend, take us out.
Ladies and gents, as always, thanks for hanging out with us on a Thursday. You make this show worthwhile. Chris, it's you. No offense, Chris. Again, Pats, Eagles, thank you for listening. Don't work yourself into a shoe. Good night, everybody.
Episode 46 is in the books. No, crap! This week is 45. Next week is 46. God, man,
it's 45.
I think this whole day of not having email at work just fucked me up for the whole day. Whoops. Episode 45 is in the books. That's the right thing to say. Good night, folks.